Hey guys, welcome to my mobile forensic investigation using Autopsy. In this video, I have a pre-extracted HTC wildfire image which I'm going to use to extract some information from the image. If you haven't got any, you can simply connect to any of your old mobile phone and you can extract the data. Now, as you can see, I opened the Autopsy and I'm going to create a new case. By clicking the new case, give it a name. I'm going to say Forensic Investigation HTC single use. It's going to save it to my documents. Click Next. Case number, I'm going to say 005. Just going to say DR, phone number. Oh, my bad. If you have any email, if you got any notes for this case, and then click Finish. Now it's creating a database. Once it created a database, then we can add the image that I have. Okay, there you go, and it says generate new host name based on data source name. Next. It's a disk image, so I'm going to click disk image. If you need to know any information about any of these, you could look at my other video which I created for Autopsy forensic investigation. For now, I'm going to click disk image and going to go next. I'm going to choose an image which I have HTC wildfire .eo1 file, and make sure you choose your right time zone. This is the right one for me. Auto detect. And click Next. This is very crucial. As you see, I'm gonna check keyword search. Everything is clicked because we need this information. And then if you scroll down, you don't need iOS analyzer because what HTC Wildfire is an Android device. So make sure you click Android analyzer and then click Next. So what it does now, it's checking the image and extracting all the information from the image for us to do our investigation. It might take from a couple of seconds up to 2 minutes, up to 5 minutes, up to 15, depends on the size of the image that you have. Okay, for now I'm gonna let it load. I don't want to edit this video, so I like it how it is. So let's see how long it's gonna take. Okay, it's heading off in files. Looks like it's gonna take a while, so I may just pause the video and get back to you. Oh, probably not, because it says data source has been added to the local database, files are being analyzed. You could click Finish, yes, but the image is not completely extracted. As you could see, it's still analyzing the files from the image. It's only like 12-13%, and you could see it's still gathering the information. So I'm assuming it's going to take up to 5 minutes. Okay, as you can see, the analysis has been completed and all the information has been extracted, as you can see it on the tree pin here. Before we begin with this investigation, I want you to be prepared and download one tool, and you might need another source as well. So the first one you need is DB browser for SQLite. Some of this information that contains database files which Autopsy cannot retrieve. So in that case, what we can do is we can extract that database file and we can upload it to SQLite, and we can see the information of what was in the file. So the second tool I want you to be prepared is called Epoch Converter. If you just type it on Google, it will bring up. But what we basically all this Android or any other phones does is they convert the times into Unix times. So basically what you're looking is a Unix time here. So if you just copy the Unix time and if you just paste it here and then change the timestamp to human date, As you can see, Thursday, February 24, 2022, it's in the afternoon, 2:26 and 37 seconds. So this is how the Android or iOS converts the time to Unix. So whenever we found some relevant information, we could get that time and we can convert it to the human reading timestamp. Okay, so we got the data source here. Underneath the data source file, you can see the file views, but before, in the data source, as you could see, is the HTC wildfire, the HTC Android phone image that we extracted. And if you go to the file views and extend the tree pane, as you could see the type of the files in this drive, whether if you could extend it again, you could view it, see what are the extensions of in this image. As you could see, you can see 18 images which has all these type of extensions. No videos. You got 134 audio file that contains all these extensions. You got archives, databases which has .db, .db3, SQLite and .SQLite3. That's how you like, for example, let's go to an audio file, and there is plenty, 134. And if you wanted to filter it, you could go to keyword search, just type in .wave and then just search. What it does is it filters out all the WAV files, and let's click on one. It cannot be played. In this case, what you can do is you could always extract the file, but it also says here playback of deleted video is not supported. Use an external player, which means this file has been deleted. So therefore, right click it, extract file. I'm going to put it on my desktop just to be easier. So just put save. The file is extracted. So let's minimize this, and then there's the file, which speech nav10 way 2.wave. Let's double click that.
Continue on A629 for 2 miles.
Okay, I don't know if you heard that, but it's a sat nav. It's a voice of a sat nav. So yeah, that's how you filter the WAV files, or if you wanted to filter any other, like for example, if there are any MP3 files, you could do the search as well, and it filters out MP3. It also filtered .db files, which has a previous extension of MP3 which was deleted. So basically you could identify everything using the keyword search. It's because I have clicked save search results. The previous result was saved in a different tab. The new search is saved in a different tab. But if you don't want it to be saved, you could simply unclick that. You can view it and just close it. But for now, I'll close these two. Okay, so these are the files within the HTC Android phone, and these are the extensions like I said before. And let's go to MIME type. So these are the files which applications, audio files, image and text. These are the files within the MIME type within this Android phone. And the next thing we are interested is the deleted files. This is something important that usually everyone try to hide. We got some file systems. There was 5,776 files, and all together we got 6,899. So in this file system, if you're looking for any sort of like exploited image, what we can do is we could just click the thumbnail here, which filters out any images that was deleted from the file system. And you can go to all. You could do the same if you click thumbnail. Any deleted images which has an extension of a picture, such as JPEG, PNG, everything can be viewed here. Okay, and also let's just say Let's find a file and see. Okay, that's fine. Let's go type the same file if you wanted to find F0119885. My bad. 0119885.png. Let's search for the particular file. There you go. The file is here. You can view the file, the application in the view pane. You could also have a look at the file metadata, name of the image, the path of the image. The image was carved, and you can even see the MD5 and SHA-256 encryption methods. You also can see the hexadecimal and the ASCII in the hex tab, and if there are any text content, which is also can be viewed here. Let's move on to data artifacts. Okay, within the data artifacts, as you could see, there are communications accounts, contacts, GPS bookmarks, GPS route. There are some messages, operating system information, and there are some searches that was made in the website. So let's begin with the communications account. If you expand it, it shows the credit card information, and expand it again by file. It shows the XML document of the credit card that was attached to the phone. As you could see, the account type, ID, keyword, as well as the card number. And binary contains the binary information of the card. But in the device, if you click it, when it extracted, it separates it as a 3 different tabs when it comes to contacts in device, and it extract as a phone as well as the contacts. In the device, there are 2 files. There are contacts2.db, which is a database file, and MMS sms.db. And then if you click the phone, here you can see 2 contacts files and 1 MMS file. Here you could see the phone. It's a phone. It's been saved on the phone, and that's the ID. I mean, what is an ID? It looks like a phone number. If you click the contacts, yes, it is the phone number, because when it extracts as a phone, the phone number is converted as ID. But when you click the contacts, it is more clear. There are 2 contacts in this mobile phone. One was Mr. Evil, and the phone number, and contact 2 is Mrs. Evil, and that's her number. So it's clearly, you can view it in the view pane here. Okay, and the best thing to do is if you click the device, and if you wanted to extract more information, like how do I see if you made any call, or like what call time, like what time you made that call, or anything, which is clearly it's not been extracted here. So what you can do is you could literally extract the contacts.db file. I'm going to extract it, put it on the desktop, save it. Okay, it says file extracted. Okay, so I'm going to open up my DB browser, the database browser for SQLite. I'm going to create an open database, contacts2.db, and open. It says a table in the database requires a special collation function phone book that is application can provide without further knowledge. Oh, it's basically saying create a backup, otherwise your database could be broken. That's fine. Here you could see the database table. If you click the database structure, that's a structure of this contact, such as tables and rows, but the relevant information is hiding in the browse data tab. If you have a look at the account name, that belongs to the username, and that's a Google, it's an Android. So basically, if you click the drop down menu, you can see how many accounts are in this phone. So basically HTC, there are like news account, weather account, stocks, and that's the user account. User also have a Facebook, and there is a contacts account. And if user blocked any number, you could just view here. There are no numbers blocked, so there are no information. Calls, like I said, there you go. The number ends in 176. Let's have a look who it's belonged to. Mr. Evil. There you go. So these are the call list, and let's just say it's on the table it says 4, 5, 6, 7. This is the last call made time, and this is the Unix time that I've told you need to convert it to a human readable file. So how you can do this, right click it, just copy, and I'm going to open epoch converter. Like I said, I'm going to just paste it here, timestamp to human date. The last call was made on the Sunday, March the 10th, 2013 at 9:31:16 a.m. in the morning. It also says about the GMT time. Okay, let's go back to the DB file. So this is how you extract the time information from the database files. Let's go and see contacts. Okay, there are 3 rows here. Okay, one belongs to HTC. As you could see, the contact is Mr. Evil and Mrs. Evil. Custom. Let's see if there are any other relevant information which we could find. Settings. Okay, that's a user account again. Okay. Does the user have any favorite? There is a user favorite, but it's not viewable. You could, if it's an image, for example, if it's a .png or JPEG, you could always click this drop-down menu and view as an image. Unfortunately, it's not a text, and it's not an RTL text. It's in binary. You could view the hexadecimals and ASCII, and as well you can view it as an XML file if it is an XML file, which unfortunately it's not. So let's have a look at the contacts. Once again, there you go, it's clearly displayed here, the name of the person, last time contacted. So this is the last call he made from this phone. So let's copy it. Let's see if we can go to epoch and Unix time converter, paste it there, timestamp to human date. Okay, it's Sunday, March the 20th. It's exactly there like the one we've seen before, but just a little bit of time difference there. So that's the last time contacted from this number. And let's see if there is anything else. If there are any groups, well, there are family, friends, co-workers, my contacts. These are the groups that you could view it as well. Any raw contacts? Yeah, once again, it just keep bringing back to the both contact that exist, and you could see the account name. It's an Android account, and as you could see, sync 1. Let's see if we can copy that. Open up a new tab, see if it reveals any information. Okay, there is a message. Usually some messages can be encrypted into HTML code, or like using steganography, using within the picture. But in this case, it says the message, the caller does not have a permission. Okay, there might be something relevant to the case, but unfortunately I don't seem it is, but it could be. Let's just close that. Go back to contacts. Okay, is there any photos? It says there are some within the Gmail, but unfortunately can't be viewable here. Okay, let's go back to. Okay, this is how you identify the informations in contacts. Next, we are going to go to GPS bookmarks. Before we proceed with the bookmarks, the GPS bookmarks, one thing we missed, it's the MMS SMS.db file, which is similar to, if you have a look at the messages, it's exactly the same. If you check let me have a look. If you check the encrypted phone number, which ends in 167F, let's go to the device. It's exactly the same, 167F. So any SMS or MMS database file which contains will be here as well. So what we can do is we could extract and see, compare the file which stored on the device and as well as the messages, see if there are any difference. First, right click it to export, extract file. I'm going to leave it on my desktop, save. Okay, the file is extracted. Gonna move on to the database, open database. This time I'm going to choose MMS and SMS.db. Open the file. Again, go to the browse data. If you want to look at the structure, you can, but that's not relevant to the case. So if you go to browse data and then see, okay, you got the metadata. Probably there won't be anything on that yet. I assumed. Let's see if there are any incoming messages. No. Incoming message version 2. No. Okay, thought. SMS. Okay, these are the simple short message was sent from this number. In fact, all of the messages are sent from Mr. Evil. If you have a look at the contacts, the number ends 1186 belongs to Mr. Evil. He's the one who sent the messages. He sent 3 messages. One says, howdy, where are you? Hello. So this is the date. Like, again, when you come to this part, just always right click it, copy the time, go to the time converter, and then paste it, and that's when the message was sent. Sunday, March the 9th, 2013, 8:29:34 p.m. GMT 0. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, what are threads? Threads are something like, for example, if you just sent someone a message, and if that is the only message, it's fine. But if we sent message, this looks like a thread. These are the threads, like it's a message, continuation of the message. If you, I'm assuming if you check the thread list, yes, the thread list belongs to Mr. Evil. He's the one who sent SMS. So like what we've seen before on the SMS, yeah, it's all sent by Mr. Evil. Okay, are there anything words? Yeah, these are the text messages, what he sent. And then are there anything else here? No. Okay, so that's how you extract the SMS information or the MMS if available. Well, let's just say from here, it's the same file, but still let's just download. Let's see the last one. Download it, extract file. I'm gonna call it 1.db because we have the same file. So let's go file, close this database, open database, click that one, see if it's anything different to the other one. Incoming message, SMS. See, there are no changes. It's exactly the same information. Either you could go just one by one, click it. If you look at all of this, it would be exactly the same because this is the main database file which is in the device which we worked on, and this is how you extract the information from the device, like the phone information, the contact information, and the SMS information. Now let's just move to GPS bookmarks. Okay, in these 2 sections we are going to see the location tracker caches. Every phone has a location tracker, and at some point we all use location to navigate or even turn it on by accidentally. You can go to history and delete your searches or whatever you used, but the cache always remains in the phone. So in this case, I got 3 bookmarks here, a geoposition cache and two Wi-Fi caches. There is a section, if you have a look at the geolocation here, if you click that one, whatever geolocation cache is there saved on the phone, you can identify here. Let's just zoom it up. Let me just maximize this. Okay, there you go. There are 3 locations. Like, just minimize. Okay, so we can compare. Okay, there are 1, 2, and 3. As you could see, there are 1, 2, 3. When you point it and click it, it tells you what it is. Waypoints to the route, timestamp, latitude, longitude. It's used by Google Map. It's been recovered from Google Map history, and this latitude and longitude should match Leeds, West Yorkshire LS6 3QS. But exactly whereabout in Leeds. So what we can do is we could just type in the Google Maps the latitude and the longitude. Let's just do a Google Map. I did a pre-search just to make it easier, but a different location. Let's just type in it's 53.827.434 and negative 1.593246. Enter. Okay, that latitude and longitude matches exactly the place James Graham Leeds. Okay. Okay, this is how you identify as well. Let me go back to the autopsy. Okay, if you look at the GPS route, there are 2 histories can be found there. The first one says a Google Maps history. From one location they travel to another location, and it's exactly the same. If you have a look at them both, the from location, one starts from 10813296. It's exactly the same, which means this could be their home or where they live, or it could be a home or hotel or anywhere. Let's just find out where do they live, because as you could see, it's a Krispy Kreme. It could be where they went location, but where did they start from? Let's just see if we can identify that. Let me just close the timestamp. Okay, in the timestamp, like I said, I'll come back to it. For now, go to Google Map. Let's find out where they live. 53 901081 901081, and then 993296. Enter. Okay, there you go. So if you are trying to identify where someone lived, like anyone who commits a crime, if you want to identify where they live, this is one of the way that you could identify. So there you go, we found the address, 2 Raylan Street, Cross Hills, and obviously this location should match Bately. If you want me to check, I can check that for you as well. Okay, 53 741692. 642 Okay, there you go. Here you can see it's Batley and it's a Banquet Way. As we could see here, Banquet, Batley, Wakefield. It matches as we expected. You can see the date and time here. You can see the program name and the path where it was stored on the phone. It's exactly the same with this one as well. You could see everything in the view pane. If you go back to GPS bookmarks, there's a geoposition.db, the database file is still there. Let's try and extract and see if the information matches. Let's put it on desktop, save. I've already done that. Okay, that's fine. So let's go back to and then open the database. Okay, browse data, we are on it. There is no other information, just the catch position. So we could just expand it a little bit if you like. So that's the latitude, that's the longitude, which identically matches here. So it does say the latitude and longitude, but where exactly in there. So let's do another search. Okay, let's get rid of this. Let's say copy, yes. Then do another copy there. Enter. It leads them back to home. There you go, the one we saw before. The destination, which we did the search, the latitude and longitude. It takes back there. So within the geolocation, as I suggested, there are 3 catches, but one particularly says the timestamp, latitude and longitude, which doesn't match any of the directions here, any of the locations, sorry. So what we can do is we could do another search of that. So let's go back, close that. Let's type in 53 90111. National 9934333. Okay, that is the location that they travel to. It matches, as you can see here. So that's how you look at the location history and identify where they have traveled and what location, latitude and longitude, and what program that they use. Okay, let's go back to operating system now. Okay, let's have a look at the operating system information. Here you can find valuable information. It has a database file, so as you can see, it cannot be extracted or view. I mean, it can be extracted, but it cannot be viewed in the view pane. So what we can do is, as usual, we go extract the file, place it on the desktop. Okay, it is extracted, and let's open up the SQL and just open that. We are in the browse data. Okay, we can check the Bluetooth devices. It's nothing if there are any bookmarks. There are some. It's not particularly relevant. So let's move on to. I want you to. Keep in mind that these 2 are key folders, like key files. If you click on the secure, there you go, you could find like very valuable information. You could do it in alphabetical order by double click this on top, or even if you go do a descending one if you like. It's user preference. Let's have a look. If you could find anything important here. Okay, the location providers allowed is network and GPS. Yeah, this is important. Is that a pattern lock? The value set to 0. 0 is null, so which tells us there is no pattern lock. As usual, pattern lock is not been enabled. So this is a key thing. Lock screen password type, and you could literally see the password here. So if it is a gesture, then you need to identify the gesture key, download it, and compare the hashes, and then identify the gesture key to find the number. But here he lock screen with a number type. So as soon as we extract the phone, if it doesn't know how to do it, if it doesn't know the log code, basically what you can do is just check this file, see if there is a password file here in this secure file, and you can identify that, copy that, and you could be able to access the phone. And lock screen pattern never chosen. Okay, anything else? Wi-Fi was on, but there are no Wi-Fi details here. Let's check the system file, see if, as usual, let me just do ascending order. Okay, you can check the connection time by going to epoch time, like I stated before. Wi-Fi has been detected. Yes, it's set to 1, so it is. But there are no Wi-Fi details again. Okay, so the mode radius, as you can say, is cell Bluetooth. Time zone, last time auto setting, last time accessed. Again, it's in Unix time. You need to convert it to human readable using epoch time converter. See if there is anything important here. Data, sounds, dim screen. Okay, so the customer, he had hotspot is a mobile hotspot, as you could see. I guess it's an old phone, so there won't be any 4G, but I'm guessing it's a 3G IP address. And that's the hotspot password. It's not the Wi-Fi password, it's the mobile network hotspot password. I'm just trying to see if there is any Wi-Fi information stored here. Lock screen, inactivity time. The network operator is T-Mobile, as you could see there. Okay. Screen brightness set to 142. Screen timeout is 60 seconds. Oh, how do I know that it says 60,000? So every second is 1,000 milliseconds. So 60 times, you times it by 60 and you get 60,000. There are no SD card notifications. You could even see a minor thing like what sort of sound he kept to unlock the phone, or if it's vibrate in silent. Yes. Is the vibrate on? Yes. Set to 5. Is the volume alarm? Yes. So all these details, if you just check here, you can't see anything here, but extracting this information through SQLite reveals so much information. And let me just go back and show you one more thing. As I was looking for the Wi-Fi password, and Wi-Fi information is stored in the database file. Unfortunately, it isn't, but it doesn't mean Autopsy doesn't retrieve those information. It always does. If there is, Autopsy will retrieve it. You just need to go to a right folder to identify. Usually it's on local. No, it's not. Miscellaneous folder. Okay. There you go. Like I said, first let's go for the lock screen, see what is there. Okay, this is a lock screen picture. So it does retrieve everything, what was in the phone. And if he does use the VPN, yes he did. And Wi-Fi. Okay, we can see the configuration file here. When you click it, viewing the file metadata on the view pane, as you could see, his network SSID identifier is Sky, and his password is there. This is very crucial information as well, because if anything was downloaded using this Wi-Fi, and it can be proved. Yes, he did, and the information stored on his phone. Okay, that's how you retrieve the relevant and valid information from the settings database file under operating system information. Let's go for the next one, web search. There is no database file here because all the files are within the drive. So even if you double click it, it just goes to, you need to find it in the relevant folder. So let's go for the extension mismatch. So what it basically does is, if any of the image extension has been changed, for instance, if the owner tried to change an image by changing its extension, Autopsy finds it straight away, saying, okay, this file is supposed to be something, but the extension has been made different. So let's identify that one. Okay, this is a JPEG image, but it's been changed as .image. It still works in identify, but it's been changed. Let's see if there is anything else. Okay, it was originally .png extension file, but it has been changed to .apk, and Autopsy identifies it straight away, saying it's likely notable, and it put it on an extension saying extension mismatch detected. If any of the file, if you're looking for a particular image, and if you have an idea that the user may have changed the extension, so you could come straight over here to identify it, or you could check it on the deleted files, because people usually delete stuff. Keyword hits. This has nothing to do with the user. This is like, for example, I am investigating. If you have a look at that, I used keyword searches, and I got hit 32,013 files. If I do another hit, remember this number 32013. If I do another keyword search, for example, let me just try .png search. Okay, something happened there. Okay, as you can see, the search has been made and the keyword hit has been updated from 31,030 files to 71,267 files. So this tells me I did this many files in keyword search. If you want to check individually what are the files was searched for, like these are the files or the hits that I particularly searched for. Okay, that's the keyword hits. Okay, the final thing I would like to show is how to create a report. Let's assume you've finished your investigation and you find the relevant information and you have to finally create a report. So sometimes Autopsy generates a report itself, but if you want to create one by yourself, you just go click generate report, choose which extension you want it. If you want it like HTML, or if you want an Excel report, if you want a text report. I wouldn't recommend text, because the only reason is if you have a look at the text format here, it only prints the source code. So it is always like better to use an HTML one. If you like any heading, my investigation, filter completed, click next. Yeah, that's the drive. Click it, click next. If you want all results, or if you want any set of particular results, but usually let's do an all, and click finish. What it's doing is it's generating a report of what we found and what actually is in the drive. Once it's complete, we can have a look at the report. It usually takes about 30 seconds to a minute, depends on the size of the drive. If it is a massive one, it might take more than 5 minutes. For this, I don't think it will. It should be like less than a minute. Let's just give it a few seconds. There you go, and it's completed. So let's close. As you can see, it is an HTML report. If you click that, you can see the hexadecimals and ASCII. If you just double click that, it opens up in an HTML format, and it says on the title, My Investigation, and that's the case summary. And you could see the relevant credit card information, device, phone, how many contacts were there, GPS bookmarks used, GPS route, the keyword hits that I've searched for, and how many messages. An operating system does contain a .db file, settings.db file. So this is how you can produce a report at the end of your investigation. And that's everything. The analysis complete. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you very much for watching.